Hello, this is Patrick at OneCNC West, and I decided to make one more video in regards to OneCNC Solid Design. What I want to do is I want to show the benefits of using solids and surfaces that were created within Solid Design inside of other OneCNC systems that don't have the ability to create solids and surfaces. In other words, what's the advantage? Well, that's what I want to dedicate this video to. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so you can see here I'm using OneCNC Mill Express. Mill Express does not have the ability to create solids and surfaces. However, we can load solids and surfaces and we can apply toolpath. This holds true for other types of OneCNC systems. For example, all the lathe systems, all the wire systems, and so on. Okay, so let's do this. Let's head up here. Let's go to Open. And I made a part called Brake Body within Solid Design. So here we are. We're inside of OneCNC Mill Express, and we're working with a solid model, and we can definitely apply toolpath to this. So you can see it's brought in the separate layers. Here's the actual brake body, and it brought in my tooling plate layer. There's my tooling plate. We have a couple of dowel pins that match nicely with the part there to orientate the part. In fact, let's take it a step further. Let's head up here and let's go to File, and let's go with Merge File, and I'm going to merge these clamps in that I made previously. So you can also merge in tooling as well as clamps, vices, stops, and things like that. Now these clamps were also made within OneCNC Solid Design. Alright, so inside of the Mill Express, how do we apply toolpath to this? Well, to do that, we're going to need to extract some edges from the solid model. That's really easy to do. We can go over here to our Model Tools, and within Model Tools, you can use any one of these extraction techniques. I'm going to use Extract Surface Edges. Simply left-click the top surface there, and I'm going to grab the bottom surface as well. And what that's done now is that's created wireframe geometry along the edges of that solid model. Now we can apply toolpath to that. Let's do that. Let's quickly go to our stock toolpaths. How about pocketing? Let's grab that. This is going to be high-speed pocketing. I'm happy with the diameter and speeds and feeds. The depth, I'm not quite sure of, but look here within the dialog box. Because we have a solid model here within the drawing area, that solid model is shown inside of the dialog box for all of our clearances. So when I specify different clearance values, for example, let's say a rapid plane of 1 inch, that red grid's going to hop up 1 inch above. So it's all dynamic, providing you with lots of nice feedback. Another advantage of using solid models is what happens if you forgot the Z depth. Alright, what you can do is you can use this option called Pick Z, and I can snap any vertice at the bottom of the solid model, and OneCNC translates that information right in here under the final Z. Okay, so even though we're using Mill Express, even though Mill Express does not have the ability to create solids and surfaces, we definitely can easily apply toolpath and use solids and surfaces. Let's click Next. I'm going to use high-speed closed on this. We're going to ramp in, ramp angle. Let's make my helix diameter a little smaller, maybe 450 thousandths. And all this looks good. I'm going to leave 20 thousandths on the pocket. Going to make an extra finish pass, lead in and lead out, and we're going to generate our toolpath. And there we go. There's the toolpath applied to a solid model. How about drilling? Well, that's just as easy. Let's go into our drill single command. I'll use arc centers. I'm just going to left click the arc center of these 4 holes there. That looks good. And again, I'm happy with the tool I have. The speeds and feeds look fine. We'll click Next on that. Again, we have our solid model inside of our dialog box. My depth looks good. I'm going to use a can cycle G83 at a peck depth of 200 thousandths. And there we go. So inside of Mill Express, we can also preview our toolpath and show the solid models as well. So preview toolpaths. All right, now let's slow this down a little bit. But you can see that we can see the solid model, our tooling plate, our clamps, we can see the actual brake body that we created, and we can see our toolpath being displayed in perfect relationship to all that. Let's speed that up a little bit. So here's our high-speed pocket. We're going to pocket to depth, and then there's our drilling operation. Very nice. We can take it a step further. Let's go into Simulate. Simulate, and let's move the dialog box over here. I'm going to pick a boundary. The stock depth looks okay. I'm going to pick that bottom boundary we extracted a little bit earlier. And there we go. There's the simulation. Thank you so much for taking the time to take a look at this video. You can see there's lots of different benefits of using solids and surfaces within any OneCNC CAD/CAM system. Thanks again. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.